So how is everyone today? This week's race and the final one for the month is going to be none other than the Dirty Possum. It is in Lexington, North Carolina. This is the first North Carolinian. This is the first race in North Carolina in the King Creek Classic, King Creek Cup. Used to be Southern Classic, now it's King Creek Cup. So yes, the setting is a wee bit different. I'm going to try something a little bit new here. My current setup, if you guys would like to see, it's a little bit smaller than it used to be. This is mainly because of the house situation, which hopefully in a week from now, I will be able to update everyone. I'm going to hold off saying anything just yet, but stuff's rolling. So we're still hanging out in Kayla's parents' place. Again, if you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, wherever that is. Also, I apologize for the audio. I don't have my boom. I'm holding my microphone with my hand. Let's just get to the race. So if you guys follow the channel, you will know that I have a tendency to do one of two things. I either have the best start possible or the most embarrassing start possible. So, the only thing more embarrassing than a start like I had at this race is if I were to crash on the line, which we all know I have no experience with that.
20 seconds. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. On your mark, get set, go!
So I knew going into the woods, I couldn't be dead last going into the woods, so I tried to put in a little bit of effort. Last year I did get the whole shot here because it's an uphill start. I should have done better, man. Oh man. So what was killing me here, Will was in front of me. Now granted, Will did like a 80-mile gravel race the day before because he's nuts. His legs are better than mine. There's just no way around that. But my handling abilities definitely a little bit better than his, I would say. So be it fatigue or whatever, he was letting some gaps open to the lead pack. Coming out of the woods, there was a gap, but he closed it down quick enough. I was like, I'm just gonna sit on his Will. I probably should have passed him in the open field. But basically, the start of this race, I knew I had to get around him because it was inevitable that group is going to keep holding this pace, and there's only so many times he could attack out of a corner to catch back up.
Oh, don't lose it.
So we come out on this little gravel section here. Also, this course is super fun, but it's really, really short. And we will get to why that matters in a little bit. But we come out on this little section here. We're doing 5 laps. I knew this is where I had to get around Will. And unbeknownst to me, they were picking the pace up at the front. So I come around Will, but I'm on the inside. I have to slow down for this turn. That gravel was way slicker than it looks, and it zaps the power out. So they pick the pace up right when I'm like, I'm just right there. I'm right there. And the pace gets picked up. This is my favorite area, the Heckle corner. So I finally make it onto the group, and it's the start of probably, I would say, the only real climb out here. And as soon as I catch onto the group, the gap starts opening up. I think that's Josh that's in front of me. He lets a gap open up. As soon as I caught, this is all hindsight 2020. I probably should have launched around Josh as soon as I could, and then tried to hang on to that lead group as long as I could. Do I think my place would have changed if I would have done this? Probably not, because the effort it took to close the gap to the lead group, if I would have had to have continuously, if I would have had to have continued that effort to latch on after I passed Josh, I probably would have blew up.
Yeah, we'll go on your right. Thanks, dude.
Since I wasn't with that lead group, I started panicking. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go. This course though, there's not really an area where you can just put your head down, get into an aero position, and just ride really hard and try and put in a dig and catch up. This is a very much so technical course. Nothing super hard, but when I mean technical, like, it is skills based. It's almost like this course is reminiscent of Mazeppa, except fun, because it might just be because I suck at Mazeppa, but it is not my jam. I do not do well at Mazeppa, ever. But yeah, so I started panicking. So at this point, Josh was still on my wheel. He asked if he could get around and that we could work together. I am all for that, and I will give it to him. He might ride here all the time. I don't know. This is the only place I think I've ever actually ridden with Josh at. He is very smooth, way smoother than me, and he can handle this course very, very well. So the only time I was like, I gotta get back around him, was the climbs, and coming over the top of the climbs. Like, I could tell he was slowing it down a little bit, and I needed to keep that pace up, especially if I was gonna stay in front of Will. But this was my saving grace. This is the second lap. You know, I went through my panic mode, and I'm on Josh's wheel. He kind of slowed it down on the climb again, and it allowed me to breathe. I got my composure back. I started feeling good. I was like, all right, I think he saved me. So once I got back around him, I felt great. I'm a little disappointed that I couldn't have got back onto that lead group. This course, you can see people a lot on it. So like, I could see them passing. It was like my carrots, so I kept going, but I just kept like a steady, smooth pace. I wasn't actually, I don't know, I was racing my bike. I don't want to say it that way. That's the wrong way of saying it. But I was just keeping a steady, smooth pace for the rest of this event. So the one thing I'm finding I'm missing, and the one thing that I really got to do for next year, for the build up to the start of the season, is I need to do the short track series. I need those high intensity, short efforts, like, you know, the sharp end of the stick kind of thing, because my base seems to be really good, because with my lap times, I think I could have done 5 more laps at this pace. But if, you know, doing 10 laps out here is not going to win the XC race that's an hour and a half. Almost like what the title of the video says, this race ended up being like an example of how to pass riders that are not in your category. Not for me, but it was like 32, 33 people that I ended up passing in this event. I really believe this event needs to be a 3-wave event, but I'm not knocking the Cane Creek dudes at all because this was the biggest event ever. Last year we started passing people on the 4th lap, but it was about half the numbers, so it was half the people to pass. It wasn't that bad, but the 4th lap out here was getting ridiculous with how many people were on the course. But I do want to say thank you to everyone that I came up on. I tried to be as courteous as possible. I tried to say thank you, and everyone else did the same. It was very reciprocal. There was nobody out there that was like a jackhole.
I'm trying. Good job, buddy. Woo!
Also, thanks to everyone out there that's watching my videos. I had a bunch of people yelling at me that they like my videos, which is that's super cool. I really appreciate it, and I thank you all for watching the videos.
Sure. I'm coming. Thanks, buddy.
I like your videos.
Oh, appreciate it.
So at the end of the day, I held on to my position. I think I finished 7th overall, which is meh. In the end, like, I'll chalk it up to a learning experience because I felt great. That is the other big disappointment. I can't really compare my lap times to last year's because there was nowhere near the amount of traffic on the trail. That had to slow me down a lot, and it changed the 4th lap drastically. But I want to thank everyone that was out there passing and getting passed. And I didn't hear anyone getting like super angry at each other. Everyone that I passed was super courteous, super nice.
Oh, you have the YouTube channel. I like you. Thank you. Yeah, one right back. I'll get you on the gravel up here. Oh, sliding there. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Got one rider back. Appreciate it,
But the
buddy.
one thing that I did learn drastically from these past 3 weeks, this was 3 weeks in a row of racing, 3 weekends. I'm missing that sharp end of the stick. I'm hoping this kind of jump starts it. I did not do the short track series this year because it was a monsoon the whole time. So for next year, I'm definitely either going to do short track or I'm going to have to supplement it with some sort of really hard Sunday interval ride to kind of really get that sharp end done. So I've got about a month and a half-ish off till the next race that I'm going to be able to do. I'm going to try to put in some good, hard, solid 3 weeks of riding. We'll get back to racing, but there is a new bicycle coming into the bike shop. I'm excited to unbox. We'll get back to that beautiful sound of cardboard opening up here soon. Thank you all for watching. Cane Creek Cup, guys, you did phenomenal. This was a very well put on race, even though the traffic was terrible, that 4th lap. And to me, you can't fault them for how many people showed up and how clogged up some of it got. This was the biggest turnout. Like, I've been in that situation where I'm helping an event and you're like, oh my gosh, Way more people just showed up than we anticipated. They handled the surge very, very well. It was just a great atmosphere. Me and Will were talking after the event. Me and him both agreed. I could never win another XC race again, and if the atmosphere is like this event, I'll be there. You know, I will. It was just fun. My category's filled with great dudes. We all have fun. We all yell at each other. We all make fun. So yeah, I'm having a blast. I hope you all enjoy it as much as I do. Thanks for letting me show you these races. I'll see everyone in the next one. Bye-bye.
Going. Thanks, buddy. Oh, one back. Hey. Oh, come on, Bubba. I'm in the YouTube video. Woo! Yeah! One rider back. How'd it go? I held my place. Woo! Your eyes look like how I feel.
Yeah, I probably should have put the shades on, but they didn't get bad until the last lap.
Yeah.